To start, imagine any asset people want for any reason. As supply of the asset goes down, it becomes scarce. As demand goes up and it's purchased more rapidly, the asset becomes harder to find also because it's scarcer and price goes up. Why? Buyers will have to increase their bids to compete with other buyers, and as price rises, less buyers are willing to pay the higher price. Higher prices are more attractive to sellers, though, so as long as buyers keep increasing their bids, more sellers will step in. Price will stop moving up or down when the supply equals demand at a certain price. This is equilibrium. Price then moves down when the supply increases or the demand dwindles enough to reverse price direction. As more sellers step into the market, they need to lower their asking prices to compete with other sellers and attract buyers. As the price goes down, it's not as attractive to sell for less profit, and supply will eventually dwindle as sellers step back from the market. But buyers become more motivated to buy, which drives up demand. Rinse and repeat this cycle.
So that was markets in about a minute. Hopefully I didn't scramble your brain too badly with that. Got a couple more graphics here just to quickly drive that home. So looking at this one here, you can kind of see the matchup, how people, all the sellers exist in a spectrum of how much they want to sell for. All the buyers exist in a spectrum of what they expect to pay for. And the buyers that are willing to pay past a certain threshold definitely match up with all the sellers who are willing to sell under a certain threshold. But then you've got the meeting of the sellers and the buyers. This seller wants to sell for 28. This buyer wants to buy for 25. So when you look at the current price of this asset, it's going to be listed at whatever the last transaction was. And then this graphic here does a good job of kind of showing how price moves, and it moves between these zones. So you can think of the asset, it's sold down to here, buyers step in, they start buying up the available supply until they get to here where a lot of sellers are waiting. And when it gets to here, sellers are like, we sell. We have a lot of supply. We have more supply than people are willing to buy. And so a strong supply reaction drives the price down to here where sellers for this lower price are stepping out of the market, but the buyers in the demand zone are stepping in, and then they push the price back up. And this is how price moves back and forth between ranges until you exhaust all of the buyers and sellers within a relevant range. And then somewhere the price will poke through one of these two and find a new range of consolidation or continuing a trend in one particular direction. TradingView is an essential app. It's a direct real-time view of price for every tradable asset in the world. So whether you're talking about oil, copper, the price of Apple, a Chinese tech stock, whatever it is, if there's a tradable market in the world that's reporting its data, that data is located on TradingView. It's an essential tool for either investors or traders. I'm going to have a bit of a deep dive going into all of the functionality of it. It'll be one of my priority videos coming up. Mainstream news is another important one. There's tradable world events like war, policy changes regarding regulations around crypto in certain countries. These can all have an impact on price. So keeping some general attention on the space is a good idea. If you learn how to operate in social media, it's like operating in life. You're going to encounter all sorts of characters, especially on Twitter. Twitter is where everybody is. It is the prime source of any sort of trading or investing alpha. It's step one for anybody who's actually looking to observe what's going to happen and see who and what is being discussed. YouTube and podcasts, largely the YouTubes and podcasts that I follow stem from people that I found on Twitter that I found reliable and discovered they were doing more work. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they're not great. Twitter, for whatever reason, has become the agreed upon meeting place of all the major minds in the space.